and welcome back. Today is June 4th, and this is episode 144 of NooBTooB, where we don't have any clever intro put together because we don't need one.
We don't need one. We have a huge ton of games that were just talked about at E3, and we're going to basically go through all the games as much as we can.
E3!
Why are we at E3?
E3 is like Christmas.
I know, but we're not there.
I know.
Today.
We had a lot of people on YouTube even asking us that. They're like, hey, are you guys going to E3? It's like, hey, we're not made of money.
No. It's just like we got Comic-Con, we got PAX, there's all sorts of
Yeah,
stuff.
we got a lot of stuff lined up, but in retrospect, I'm looking at all these videos coming out of E3, I was just like, man, I wish I was there.
Dude,
it looks fun.
I know, not only that, they're saying, like, every time they were saying, like, oh, here's this cool game, we're not going to show you too much, but guess what? It's on the show floor.
Playable on the show floor.
Jesus Christ.
So many of these fucking games, like, every single one, they would give you this little taste, and like, hey, we're not going to show you the end of God of War 3.
Yeah, exactly.
But, by the way, there's an extra 10 minutes of it playable on the floor, and you're just like, but I want to play!
I know. The thing is, like, I think we might have been okay, because they might have showed a lot of stuff on the floor,
yeah.
But they were showing a lot of stuff behind closed doors.
Yeah, there's a lot of closed door stuff.
Kind of lame, but whatever.
But on the other hand, they showed a lot of shit at E3. I mean, like they really at least Microsoft and Sony really kind of came to it with the game of like, we're going to show you some footage, footage of actual gameplay.
Yeah, it's just one of the things like show us as opposed to tell us,
yeah.
Which Nintendo did a lot of telling.
Because we've had E3s in the past where you kind of come away and you're just like, man, there's all these things that they mentioned, or they would talk about sales speak for a while, and you're just like, motherfucker,
yeah,
give me some games.
It's like, do we care about graphs of how many things sold or any of that stuff?
No, we don't.
Want to see games. But there are so many games that actually happen in E3 that we cannot fit them all in an hour. So what we decided to do is split it up.
Dual E3 episode in your face.
Yes.
One for each eye. Kablow.
Maybe some left over for your mouth.
That's right. And some left over for your mom.
So what are we going to talk about this week?
We are talking about, okay, so this week we're going to kick it off with Microsoft and Nintendo.
Yes.
And then next week we're going to do Sony and everybody else, because there was a bunch of stuff that wasn't in the main keynotes, a whole shitload of games that we're really excited about that are just kind of from third parties, from other companies that aren't affiliated with the big three.
Yeah, and we kind of focused everything so that the stuff we talk about, the Microsoft is actually showing during the press conference. So anything that didn't get shown, but it's still cool, like, say, Professor Layton or some other stuff.
Yeah. What the fuck, Nintendo? Nintendo shows up with all their shit, and they don't even fucking mention Layton.
Dude, nobody plays Layton, apparently.
We do.
I don't know what the deal is.
And apparently all of the NooBTubers do, because every time we mention Layton, there's like all these comments where people are like, I can't wait till the next one. It's like, neither can we.
Layton 2.
Layton 2. But we'll get to that next week.
Yes. So the first up is the Microsoft press conference.
Yeah.
They did a pretty bang-up job, I must say. I was really
2
impressed.
hours!
I know!
2 hours, man!
Just oh.
And then, of course, Sony couldn't stop before 2 hours either. So it's just kind of like they're both just like, all right, we're going to talk for 2 hours.
Was it Nintendo's 2 hours? I think it was like an hour. 1 hour, yeah. And God, that was a boring fucking hour. There was a lot of bad shit during that hour.
We'll get to that.
But yeah, the Microsoft president, they loaded it with games, like you're saying. They started out saying, we're going to show all these games, and then they started talking a little about stuff, and then they started showing more games. And it's just like, this is how you do a presentation.
And it was very cool, because they would show up, and it wasn't just like, hey guys, sit and watch this canned video. The people would walk out there with their controller, and then just be like, we're going to walk you guys through some levels, and a lot of the stuff that's coming, I mean, seriously, like, I'm really, really excited for the rest of this year. I kept seeing things from Microsoft, from Sony, from Nintendo, from everybody, where I'm just like, this is going to be one of the coolest years for gaming. This next year.
This next year, but
where it's like this year being from now until May of 2010.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of shit.
Fiscal year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. It's just the thing is, like. I'm actually really glad they're pushing out so many games to 2010.
That's crazy.
Well, no, I'm serious, because the last 2 years, there were so many games that, number one, we couldn't play them all, and the ones we could play, we only played like a couple hours or something like that, and it's like we should have gone back.
You're still crazy. I still want them all right now.
I need my time.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I just wish that I could pick the order. You know what I mean? Like, I wish...
Your throne is just like, okay, Ratchet, Kraken time, you go first.
Fucking you and Uncharted on my dick right now. Like, that is what I want. I just want to load up the games on my Johnson.
It would be nice. It would be nice to be king of the gaming industry and just basically be able to declare.
Yeah, because a lot of the ones that I'm super, super excited about, they're like, man, this game is called like Angelina Jolie Naked, coming 2010. It's
2010.
Like, but yeah, there's still a lot of stuff coming 2009. And I can see your point where it's nice to have it spaced out because you want to have about one really, really, really big game every like 3 weeks if you can. Where
Maybe
it's just
2 weeks.
2
2 weeks would be great. But the thing is, like starting, August 17th until about Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we get hit with like 2 big games a week,
2 or 3 sometimes. So it's just like it's a little killer, and it's just like what it is. It's like the summer blockbuster series where you get like these huge, amazing movies, except you get 3 a week.
Yeah, and you're like, what? I'm gonna go live in the movie theater?
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So anyhow, let's talk about the games because that's the big thing.
That is what's going on right now. So what they start off with? Beatles Rock Band. So you're just like, okay, yeah, it's a Beatles Rock Band. The Beatles are fucking awesome. And then you're like, wait, they're demoing this on the stage. Why are there so many people out there?
There were a lot of people. There was a drummer, a bassist, a guitarist,
and
3 singers.
3 singers. Wow. Why is that?
Because you can harmonize.
You can harmonize.
Can you harmonize?
Harmonize.
Yeah, see, I can have it.
But I mean, that means they can do. Well, I mean, you guys won't give a shit about these things. I mean, it's like Everly Brothers. Yay! I think that's cool. You guys are like, that's old.
Oh, Beach Boys.
Beach Boys. But it looks cool. It looks like they're going to take 45 old Beatles songs.
I thought it was 50, wasn't it?
Maybe 50.
Okay, yeah.
And then they're gonna go back through all these good ones, and then you can actually do 3-part harmonies for a lot of these songs.
And it's crazy. Not only that, they're also saying they're going to do full album downloads, so you're going to be able to get Abbey Road very soon after launch. Entire thing. So the thing is, by the end of it, you're going to basically probably be able to get every single Beatles album as a whole thing. So if you're a Beatles fan, that's great. I mean, I love the Beatles. I think it'll be good. The thing is, from what I heard so far, the instruments are exactly the same as Rock Band 2.
Okay.
For the most part, I mean, same quality, same mushiness.
Yeah.
They took the normal drums and stuck a Ludwig thing in front of it. Right? So, I mean, it's like that's not going to be the cool thing. The cool thing is the fact that there's supposed to be sort of some campaign mode which models the Beatles' career. You haven't seen it. This is all rumored. And
you can see it from the intro video. I mean, they would show these clips of video in this fantastic art style where they went from the London Underground, to the Ed Sullivan Show, to Stadium Rock, to psychedelic. Yeah, it was just and it really fantastic. I mean, it looks like they went all out because they knew this shit is going to pay off. I mean, like, you do anything with the Beatles,
yes,
and it's basically you create a money factory, and you're just like, it's just all going to flow out.
It seems to me like every single time they re-release or remaster, and these albums have been remastered like to their death, and you're going
to listen now. It's just going to be like, there's nothing left. They've been remastered.
They'll actually take all the vocals and put them through vocoders.
Yeah,
basically, it'll be.
Oh my God! John Lennon's just like, he's just like,
But so it's going to be really good. There's going to be a lot of albums. The thing is, I think the draw to this is going to be the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? You're never going to be able to see the Beatles
music and the multiple singers. I mean, like getting you and your buddies up there and everybody grabs a mic. I mean, like that's really going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be hard because harmonizing singing one song is one thing, but then harmonizing you got to like totally.
It is hard. It is hard. You got to stop listening to other people.
Yes,
which I'm actually kind of good at.
Yeah,
what?
Really? What?
Are you still here?
Yes. I'm talking to you right now.
I'm thinking about Drake.
Drake, yes, hot Drake.
I got no time for you.
Hopefully, I'm hoping they're going to keep along with all the network stuff, so you can be able to actually do the harmonizing.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
that'd
cool.
be huge. Next up.
Coming out.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yes, it's coming out 9909.
9909, which is also when they're doing the remastered 13 Beatles albums.
Dude, I have the box set from the 8th time they remastered it a few years.
It's like when they released the new Star Wars over and over again. Except this time they're not like
when it comes out on Blu-ray, you're totally gonna get it.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, it's not like they go back to the Beatles album and George Lucas, like, inserts a new singer. They're just like, oh, hey, guess what? The Jonas Brothers are here now. They're like, what up, bitches?
They will sell millions of copies.
Probably.
They really will.
And then I would burn the fucking studio to the ground. That is what would happen right after that. So next up, Tony Hawk Ride.
Tony Hawk Ride. So, I got to give them props because, Tony Hawk, for the longest time, they've been putting out shitty, like, game after game where they didn't really do that much different.
Yeah.
And they saw Skate, and Skate kicked their ass for the most part, as far as like all the cool stuff. And they're like, okay, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna get an accessory where you ride on it and you spin on your rug.
Yeah.
I don't know
about this because I saw they dragged out a bunch of like pro skaters and these guys were like, this is awesome. It's like, yeah, I'm sure you're not getting paid to say that at all. They're just like, it feels just like riding. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you're gonna quit your lucrative skateboarding career.
Yeah, he just like takes his skateboard, he smashes. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm sold." This is it from now on. Me in my living room, just like kind of rubbing my foot on the rug.
That's right. Skating my banister.
Yeah. He actually said that at the beginning, where he's just like, "This is for people that really want to skate but don't want to get hurt." And it's like, well, fair enough.
Dude, there's a lot of cases of like this with Wii stuff of people getting really hurt. So the thing is, if you're starting to do your 900, and you clock your little sister in the head with elbow, it can happen.
Yeah, but if you get really badly hurt playing Wii, you're an asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's just like that. You're just an asshole.
You see that website where they show the Wii injuries?
No.
Yeah, so the people upload photos of all the injuries they've gotten, like black eyes and.
That's kind of cool.
I think it's Winjuries. I think that's it.
That makes
sense.
sense.
If not, then we should register and actually.
Winjuries.com. Mental note.
Done. But yeah.
So Tony Hawk Ride. So okay. So you get a skateboard.
Yes.
And then it's
got motion controls.
It's got motion controls. You can. They were showing some of the moves. I mean, like they were doing jumps. They were doing. This would get so annoying. The fucking trying to push your foot
I hope
on the
you
floor.
can like have a controller
Steer
or something
forward.
and do something, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I'm kind of a peripheral whore. Like, if there's
Yeah.
a game that has a peripheral, like, I kind of want it.
Yeah, you do.
But and talk about peripherals. We'll show
That's
you.
what she said.
But no, it's just like $120.
Is that what they said?
Well, 100 or 120, I think I remember reading. It's just like for one game,
Yeah.
80 maybe, but 120.
Yeah, that's
Right, that's actually
a
Rock.
lot.
Isn't that Rock Band territory?
Yeah,
It wasn't Rock Band like
150,
100,
wasn't it?
150.
For
I don't
everything?
remember. I
I don't
think.
remember. But yeah, I mean,
That was
seriously,
worth it.
for one fucking skateboard, for a game that you're not gonna, it's not like you're gonna download new songs for Tony Hawk,
No.
right? I mean, like they might let you get some more skate parks or something.
It's not
but-
like Skate is going to use it.
Right.
Right. So.
So we'll see. We'll see when that comes out. I mean, honestly, like I really don't give a shit about skating games anyway. Like
Yeah. I do. I love skating games.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like the price is. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till what people say. If they say it's like the second coming, then totally. But
yeah. And if you guys get it when it comes out, let us know if we happen to skip over it.
Yes.
So next up, Modern Warfare 2.
Ooh, I'm so excited about this.
Wow.
Game. So you were impressed?
I was very impressed.
Really? Okay.
I was
Good.
really
Because
impressed.
it showed you the main trailer that they did a while back. You're like, show me some gameplay.
That's what I say every time. Like, if you show me a movie that looks like the coolest thing ever, I'm like, yeah, I liked Final Fantasy Advent Children 2.
Yes.
But it's like I want them to show me a video, which is what it looks like with a dude with the controller in his hand, and this is what they did.
Yeah,
they brought it out.
They finally
did.
did.
I can't fault them for that. They came out and they just said, here's Modern Warfare 2. We're going to show you. They were kind of taking over an airfield.
Yeah, but it was kind of blizzardy, which is really weird because like you couldn't actually see that much. But then later, you started having all sorts of guys come and go crazy, and then they cleared up the thing, and it got beautiful.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, especially the snowmobile area.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even that beginning part with like the climbing and the running around stuff, that wasn't in Modern Warfare. Like there wasn't kind of that exploration.
They had some other. They had the ghillie suit level. They had a few different levels that were, but not like that.
Not like that.
So, do you think will you play this game? Because the thing is, I'm still going to play this game for the multiplayer. That's the big thing. I'll try the single player.
I will
whatever.
Mostly focus on the single player, but what I really liked was the feel of the combat was very nice. Where they were kind of doing these. It was really nice the way that they could kind of negotiate a level and looking for the best way to attack and approach, and just looked fantastic.
Yeah, and then when you actually hit somebody, you go poof, and then like they go down.
Yes,
I love that. I want
Thank God. What was that game we played something recently where we dinged it because you would literally empty 6 clips into somebody and they wouldn't fall down.
Killzone was like
Killzone was like that. That's right. It was just like you'd actually get like 7 headshots, like and the guy's like,
oh, and then their helmet would fall off.
Yeah,
and then you would do another 8 more headshots, and then they'd die.
You're like, motherfucker!
You know another game that's like that though?
What?
Uncharted multiplayer.
The what is?
Uncharted multiplayer.
Oh,
you're shooting.
really?
We'll talk about it in 2 or 3 weeks. But anyhow, it's just like you go poof, and it's just like die.
Well, I mean, Drake is hard to kill in the game.
Yeah, but
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying.
But yeah, so Modern Warfare 2, it's going to be buy at launch, no problem.
Yeah,
like it's.
Oh,
I'm so
my
glad they
goodness.
changed the name.
Yeah.
Call of Duty
4,
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
That
you can't ever have 2 numbers in a title unless you are Square Enix, and even then it's still silly.
Or the Persona series.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right.
But it's just like they really did a good job because the other thing is I'm hoping, I really hope that Treyarch doesn't make Modern Warfare 3 because that would be bullshit. Like I want Treyarch to be Call of Duty, World at War, so I can avoid those games.
Right.
And then I can play the
Call
Modern
of Duty
Warfare 2,
5, World at War 3,
modern, pre-modern warfare. So yeah.
Wait,
awesome.
so it's Modern Warfare 365 divided by 2, right?
By 2 plus 12
Yeah,
divided
plus 12.
by carry the 2.
Death by sleep. So next up is Shadow Complex.
I'm really excited about this
Have you
game.
ever heard of this in your life?
No.
So this was kind
was
of
just- it was a total
just kind of out of nowhere. So this is it's coming to Xbox Live. It's not
It's
a full
coming
game, right, is it?
Xbox Live Arcade,
Yeah.
and it is going to be it's an Xbox Live Arcade, big game.
Okay.
And they were saying that it's probably not going to be $20. It actually might be more.
Really?
It seems
It does
pretty high
look pretty
quality.
cool.
It's
It
like
does
they
look-
said it's like a 10 or 11 hour game.
Okay.
And it's made by. Here's the thing. Like I heard all this stuff. I saw this thing. I saw Cliffy B come
Yeah.
out. Oh, sorry, Clifford Blazinski come
Right.
out, right? And just like, okay, blah blah blah. Like we got this game working with this company called Chair, and I'm like, why does Chair sound familiar? It really sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And then they show the game. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Blah blah blah. And like Chairs, they made fucking Undertow.
You know what? I could actually see that because like the way this kind of looked
Yeah.
really cartoony and
Yeah, so I don't know now. When I hear that, it's just like
Yeah.
I'm hoping with Epic involved that they basically
they're
said,
like
hey,
Shadow Complex brought to you by Team Sonic.
I don't. Yeah. So, but anyhow, but you look at it, it's basically a Metroidvania, but cooler.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to
lot
give them the
cooler.
benefit of the doubt. Like, I didn't like Undertow. Honestly, a lot of NooBTooBers did. People were
did.
coming back
If
and
you
saying
did.
like they were wrong. But so Shadow Complex. So basically, it's a Metroidvania, right?
Yes.
It is a 2D side
sort
scrolling.
of.
Sort of.
Well, partial-
You can navigate a 3D map.
Well, I don't even know if it's that because I think it's a side scroll for most part. Because when you see the map, it's a 2D
Yeah.
map. But there are occasions where things would come from the background,
Right.
and like rah, 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 and then go and it would turn 2D.
Yeah.
There's other parts where you like remember like Shinobi where you were doing that. There'd be other shooting modes
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you were facing that way. So it's
And there's also things
kinda
where you
cool.
get new abilities that basically let you get to parts of the 2D map you couldn't get to
Exactly.
before. So basically, it ends up being a huge, massively complex map in the kind of way that Metroid was Metroid 1 back on the NES, where
Yes.
you start off and you can only get to a couple places, and you get a new ability, and you can be like, oh, fuck, I can get through that blue door now because I got the ice missiles and shit.
Exactly.
So it's like, this looks beautiful.
Looks really good. I mean, it's the Unreal Engine for a 2D platforming,
Yeah.
shooter, which is like
Yeah, and some of the boss battles look really cool. Like you were like attaching to the ceiling, coming down on top of monsters, blessing their back and stuff. So,
But like, how much would you pay for it? If it's not 20, like, I think 30 would be
well,
pushing
you said
it, right?
10 to 11 hours, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I'd pay $25.
Like 30, yeah, I pay up to 30, but I
That's
complain.
2,000 Microsoft
Is that right?
points.
400, yeah.
Is $25.
25. So I would pay 2,200, 2,400. I'm trying to do like the math in my head.
$23.94 is what I would. Not 1 point more.
That is my limit.
That's it.
$30.
All right.
Yeah. So anyhow,
$30 seems a bit much for an Xbox Live game, but we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
it does look very good. So the next up was Crackdown 2.
yeah. So they didn't show that much to
Didn't
it.
show any gameplay.
Yeah, it was, but it looked pretty good for a trailer.
It looked interesting. So I mean, the thing is they're doing this whole thing. I mean, Crackdown 1 was you're an overpowered super cop in a town and you're going around whooping up on.
There's also like crime bosses.
Crime bosses.
Yeah, and it's just your standard futuristic
Right.
cop story.
Exactly. So then this one they're like infection and there's like all these weird fucking aliens.
Isn't that what Infamous's one was too? It's just like there's plagues and
Yeah.
like
So I mean, if I'm running around fighting a bunch of generic zombies in one more game.
Yep.
So I mean, honestly, I would rather fight a bunch of like.
Criminals.
Like here's the Asian mafia, here's the Hispanic mafia. I mean, that's what they did in the last one, right? They're like, here's the cholos,
Yeah,
It's
pretty
just
much.
like,
Here's the Fu Manchu.
yeah,
Whatever.
they each have a theme, and it's
The
like, let
bulk.
me
Yeah.
fight some people. I don't need there to always be
I'm sure.
slobbering undead, and like I'm gonna fight some sort of butthole monster in a zombie
Some
in a
vagina
sewer.
monster of some sort. Yeah, but the thing is, like, they have to come up with a reason. It's like you're on an island, you can't get off. I'm sure that's the reason why they did for Infamous, and it just feels a little tacked on. It's just like you don't have to do that for us.
Right.
You really don't.
We
So,
liked Crackdown.
and in Crackdown, the thing is, it's not done by the original guys. Because the original guys went on to go make APB, the MMO. So they gave this license to Microsoft gave
To Team Sonic.
I hope not. I really don't. But the thing is, that's what I'm worried. So I'm going to be wait and see. They got to show us more gameplay. They got to show more stuff.
Any
it's got to be
gameplay
fun.
would be nice.
It's like even if you just got to keep the agility orbs, the races.
That's it.
I mean,
we would buy it for that. Races and agility. You could take out the enemies.
yeah. Maybe
Like just let me run around the city and jump
keep
up.
the cars though. I like the cars too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So Crackdown. Well, we don't know yet. So Metal Gear Solid Rising.
I think it's going to be
Kojima is a whore.
He was at both.
He was just like Microsoft or Sony. It's just Microsoft, Sony, Microsoft,
And he's
Sony.
got all sorts of money just flowing out of his pockets.
love
Just
it.
like whatever. That's terrible. You will never be invited to any
Anything.
Konami event ever
I
again.
really
You realize
won't.
that.
So Metal Gear Solid Rising.
It doesn't have Snake in it. It's got
No.
Raiden. It's just like lightning action instead of whatever. It's just like they don't show anything about it.
We don't know anything about it. So
And then you have Kojima going to the Sony one saying like, well, the true sequel is going to be Metal Gear Solid
on the PSP.
Yeah, on the PSP.
On the
right?
PSP.
I'm like, what is it? Peace Walker.
Yeah.
On the PSP, and he's like, so he's basically like,
Kinda,
okay, hey Microsoft, I'll totally, I'll give you this thing, but it's a fake game.
Yeah, and then he's like, the real sequel is over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of fucked up.
It's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
So, but great. Metal Gear Solid's on the thing. I'm sure it'll be just as boring.
I noticed that Kojima spoke Japanese at the Sony one, and he spoke English at the Microsoft one.
That was weird.
I think it might have been animatronic. It wasn't a real Kojima. They did like build us a fucking it was Mecha Kojima. Wow. He's like, Microsoft is awesome. I'm going to. They've got another team.
Solid Rising.
They've got another team building a Metal Gear Solid. And it's going to be like Metal Gear sold. It's going to be like one of those things where you buy a fake watch on the street and the name's a little bit different. They're like, by Kojima.
Mecha Kojima. Yeah, I bet you that's
It's fake. It wasn't really
totally
him.
fake. Yeah, it's going to be a fake game. We'll see how it is.
We don't know anything about it.
No, just
Alan Wake.
Oh,
this looks cool.
Oh, dude, we heard about this game, I don't even remember how long ago.
10 years ago.
At least, yeah, about 10 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, and we didn't know nothing about it, but the teasers look really atmospheric. You're a best-selling writer, you're trying to get away, and it's like you're in this town. And
it's kind of survival horror, right?
And yeah, I think that's what it turned out to be, but it's just like, some of the game mechanics are pretty cool.
They are. So what's the weaponry like in this?
Well, the weaponry, so my understanding is like light is your power source.
Right.
But you see monsters, it's not even monsters, it's like the townspeople who got some sort of thing done to them, now they're crazed killers. So then you shine lightning on them, they go, rah, and then you can shoot them to kill them quickly.
Yeah, and it's this weird kind of like almost power-up thing where you can, it seems like you can hit them with a flashlight or hit them with whatever, and you kind of do this charge up and then shoot them. I can't quite tell what that's all about.
And then there's also the thing where you can use a flare, and all of a sudden that it hurts everybody near you.
Yeah.
But again, it's survival horror. There's this cool element of you lost your book that you were writing.
Your book is coming true. You're a science fiction writer. Horror writer. Your book's coming true, and you have to somehow collect the pages to stop it from happening. Basically.
Well, when you get the pages, you find out what sort of happens or sort of happens. So it's like the storytelling mechanic is really cool in this, and they also made it very TV episodic.
Yeah.
So every episode is like previously on Alan Wake, and they'll actually talk about all the cool stuff you did, and then talk. So I'm excited about this, but I think it's this year, is it? I have to double check on that.
Honestly, for most of these, we're not going to know the release date because they kept going back and forth. Some of them they wouldn't say, some they'd say 2010. Just assume that this is all going to be in the next year sometime.
For the most part, I think anything before May 10th. For the most part, I think all these games are going to be before May 10th.
So next up is Project Natal.
Yeah.
This surprised me because seriously, they started talking about. They're like, "Yeah, it's going to be a video camera on your Xbox." I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Then they did the tech demos.
Yeah, and the tech demos were, granted, they were done in that Wii family style, like a lot of people, kids and all that, doing cool stuff, but they were doing some cool stuff.
Some cool shit, because it's not just a camera. This is a camera. This is voice recognition. This is face recognition.
Motion control.
Motion control. I mean, they tacked everything into this one device.
And the thing is, I was actually looking at it. They had a little prototype. I think it might actually have two cameras. There's two little
Probably
dots.
For stereo movement.
For stereoscopic movement.
Yeah.
So I think the accuracy, people are all saying that, it's all faked and all that, but all the reports I've been reading of people who actually tried it, they're saying that it's actually pretty close.
So
to realistic.
Peter Molyneux,
blew
my fucking mind with Project Natal. So he came out with Milo, which is a little boy in a realistic environment, and you just walk in front of this Project Natal camera, and it detects where you are. It detects your face, your voice. You can draw shit on paper and hold it up, and
scan
it reads it.
And also, the cool thing too is you bring it up to the camera, and all of a sudden there's almost a seamless. The boy picks it out.
Yeah.
And then the other cool thing that I liked about it, he said, he would toss the goggles.
Yeah.
And almost every single time, instinctively, people would be going like
even though it doesn't matter.
And it doesn't matter at all.
But it feels that real. And I was watching the girl play. I'm like, that looks like she is talking to a boy in that TV.
So how much of that do you think was staged, though?
A lot.
Yeah, okay, because that's what worries me, right? People are going to see that. They're like, I want a game like that. Or they can't possibly. Of course, they're not going to be able to make a game like this. But man.
But here's the thing.
If we can, eventually.
Right. Well, that's the thing is I actually got a lot more confidence in it when at the end Molyneux said, by the way, we're going to have this at private showings. We have Milo. He's real. You can play with him. So you wouldn't bring him unless there was some pretty. I mean, they probably have basically a 2-minute demo that's awesome.
Yes.
You couldn't have a 10-hour game.
Oh no, because
awesome.
Because the moment you put it on the show floor, people will go like Milo, like fart.
Yeah.
Right, and then obviously he's probably
he's like ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of look at you funny. But this is kind of getting closer and closer to the thing in Ender's Game, the Giant's Drink.
Yeah.
You know, where
right.
imagine you have this world that just reacts to what you do, and you're a small child. You can talk to your friends. They just teach you games. They're just like, hey, do this in front of you. Here's how you write the letter A. Here's how you go fishing. Here's how you do this and that.
Actually, you're right. The educational aspects of all these are like huge.
Huge.
Because the thing is, because they're all saying that basically the controller, if you look at it, and this is for all casual gamers, but it's alien to a lot of people. People are going to be like my wife, like she's going to just doesn't even want to touch it.
Yeah.
Like to do anything.
She's like,
yeah, you're like whatever. But it's just like you say, like, oh, I'll just go like this.
Yeah.
Go like this, or go say like I want to do this.
Right.
And that's perfectly natural. So it's the next evolution on top of what the Wii motion control is going to be doing.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the future. I don't think we're going to see that many interesting things in the next year.
I don't think so either. I think
it'll be gimmicky at first.
Exactly. I mean, like, you see that paint game, you're like, oh, that's cool. I don't give a fuck.
No.
Like, it is a very, very cool tech demo.
Yes.
But the only thing that I saw that I was just like, I want that right now was Milo. The other stuff.
But you know, like the thing is, if they try to turn Milo into a game, it's going to have so many deficiencies and many.
I'm saying that type. Like, I want things to head in that direction. I want there to be this game.
But right away, like, what do you think?
I don't know. I think that the biggest thing right away is going to be controlling the dashboard.
Yeah, probably.
That's going to be cool when you're like. Can you imagine you just like flipping through, you like play movie, you know,
or you just like you poke like your friend's avatar, you can do all sorts of cool stuff with it. So I'm
excited. Some of those like Wii like games where you're doing knocking balls. And
it'll be fun if I have my friends over, but it's one of those things like I never play Wii Sports at home, so I'll never play a lot of these types of games at home.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
I'm
this
excited.
Opens the door for good game developers to do crazy shit.
The first thing I want to see is an RTS. An RTS where you're basically like, you have units and you're like pushing, you're doing stuff like that. That will be cool.
That would be huge.
Right?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But to me, I believe like we won't see it before May 10th,
May
2010, but maybe in the next couple of years we might see something. Because there's Ubisoft's Ruse. I don't know if you saw any of the stuff there, but it's all very, motion. They already ported it to the Surface, Microsoft Surface.
Yeah.
So now you're taking tanks and you're going, you're doing that kind of shit. So if you do that with motion control too, I mean...
I like it.
It could be cool.
Natal's going to be sick if they do it right, hand it to the right people. So
we'll see.
Man, my God, there's so many things to talk about.
Okay, so let's talk about just the next couple. I think it'll be okay. So full game downloads.
That's a big deal.
Dude, I'm surprised the retail are like up in arms about this.
Yeah, you should be.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, if they start cutting out assholes like GameStop.
They want to because of the whole used market. Because the moment you download
away.
the full game, it goes away. It's perfect. It's exactly what Online was trying to do. It's exactly what all the Xbox Live Arcade. They're making tons of money because you can't resell Geometry Wars.
Yep. Make no mistake. This is where things are going. When you buy the Xbox 720, there will be no disk drive.
There'll be no disk drive. There'll be one Ethernet, maybe just wireless. That's all it'll have. You don't have connect any wires to it whatsoever.
So, but on the other hand, on one hand, I get really pissed off because I'm like, fuck, I can't rent game. Well,
you can rent them now.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Like they didn't announce it for this, but they're like, we're always open to all sorts of models. But can you imagine renting
games? Huge. Like this game looks fuck all stupid. I'm gonna rent it for 3 days. Rent it for
like
7 days.
$8.
Whatever. You don't have to drive to Hollywood Video. You don't have to drive to Blockbuster.
See if they have a copy, which is like it's so
That's the other thing. Yeah,
so
you call them up like, what'd you say? What is that?
What's
that game? Because I mean, like you sound like an asshole, right? Like you're on the phone, you're trying to describe a game title. You're like, Jimmy Bob's Quest for Honey.
You're like Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah,
3. Devil Summoner.
That's true. And if you just say this thing, Shin Megami Tensei, and they're like. On the other side, you're like, you're not. And the thing is, when they say they don't have it, you're like, I bet you do. I bet you do, and you're too fucking stupid.
And then you go there, and they don't have
it.
It's just like, so anyhow, so that will be huge, and I think it'll be huge for countries where you can't rent games.
That's right.
Right?
And also for getting games at midnight. Launch night games, pre-download, do the Steam model.
I'm getting kind of spoiled by Steam now. It's
yes.
just like it's now the ability to get those games right away on Steam have now usurped the used game ability. It's like, I don't really care. It's just like
especially with you add in rental. If you add in rental, we won't have to pay $60 for every shitty game. That's a big deal.
Oh, dude, they can also maybe do like the free game nights that Steam does.
Oh shit, you're right.
Turn it on and turn it off.
You're right. That's the thing. I mean, like if they can take the game away from you whenever they want, they're like, hey guys, this Tuesday, guess what? The new Metal Gear Solid, you guys get to play for 4 hours.
Do you know how many they'll end up selling that way?
Yeah.
Oh, so anyhow,
there's an option at the end. They're like, do you want to go ahead and buy it? You're like, fuck yeah, I do. So you can save your progress. All right.
Yeah. Anyhow, so that'll be good. And then Left 4 Dead 2. Why? Why? It's so old. Last year, November. That's when it came out.
Yeah.
Why now? $60.
Yeah.
Valve has never done this before.
It's weird, isn't it? I think like somebody just came to them and they're just like, hey, you want to make some more money?
But Valve doesn't. Well, Valve cares about money, but he cares about the gamers, and like this is a slap to the face.
It is weird.
It
was out of nowhere.
If they sold it for $30 or $40, I can understand. But this is going to be a $60 game.
Yeah.
And here's their reasoning. Somebody actually asked the guy from Valve. Right?
Oh yeah.
They're saying like, okay, why'd you do this? And they're like, well, we weren't happy with Left 4 Dead when it first came out, and we wanted to fix a bunch of things and then make Left 4 Dead 2 the platform. And that's the thing that they're going to be doing DLC, like all the stuff they do with Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
So I can.
They should still give you like some sort of thing where you get a discount if you bought the first. I mean, something. Give something where it's not just like, hey, thanks for buying the beta, dick.
Yeah.
It's just like
that's not a Valve thing to do.
Yeah.
So like, I'm a little disappointed, and personally, I would have much rather had a new Portal, a new something, right?
I would very much like to have a new Portal, and give me episode 3, please, of Half-Life 2.
Oh, they haven't announced shit.
Nothing. So,
there's Halo, Joyride, Fantasy, Forza, blah.
Yeah, so I mean, we already knew about Final Fantasy 13. None of these things are particularly interesting. The one thing I would say, just real quick, is Splinter Cell Conviction had the coolest UI I've probably ever seen in a game. It reminded me of a J.J. Abrams style, what he does with like Fringe and Lost, where the titles of what you have to do show up in the background in an unobtrusive way, or like backstory will play on a wall.
Artsy way,
yeah, but it was
like,
beautiful.
The thing is, I bet you it's like that innovation from like Dead Space where you had like no UI.
Yes.
It's like this is yet another thing, another enhancement of that, and people are going to be copying the hell out of this.
Oh yeah.
So good
you
thing.
Can see it.
And this is the first time I've been excited for a Splinter Cell game since the first one.
I know.
Seriously, like I was like Splinter Cell, blah. It's just like whatever.
But when they showed you the two different ways to assault the same place and it behaved completely differently,
cool.
I was very impressed.
It was pretty cool.
I was very impressed.
All right.
So on to Nintendo. So Nintendo, go to your room. No dinner.
Yes, you did better than last year. I'll give you that.
Yes,
much better. But that's not hard to do.
Well, the weird thing was about Nintendo, the way that I came away from it feeling was that I knew that a lot of these games would be really good, but I felt like they showed me nothing. I felt that they showed a lot, at least a few games that I really wanted for 2. But this was a whole hour, and then maybe 80% of it was bullshit. It was total bullshit.
Talking about like, oh, we're opening the game to casual. Like, this is E3. We don't care about that kind of stuff. We want to hear about the Metroids, the Super Mario Brothers. We want to hear about all this.
Yep.
But like, what do you think, man?
They just yammered. It was this thing where they just came out there like, yeah, you guys may have heard that we're making a lot of money. That is going to continue to be the case.
Yes. You know that Wii Fit that we sold 15 million of?
Yeah.
Wii Fit Plus?
Yeah. Buy it again. Buy it again. They're like,
we added six new exercises. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. They're like, plus better waggle. They're like, please come look very closely. You see the waggle? That waggle's getting better. Come closer. Come closer. So they started out like, they started out pretty good. This is our impression afterwards, right? Yeah. Because what happened is they started out and they're like, hey, we know you guys like new Super Mario Brothers on the DS, which we did.
We did a lot.
Huge. It sold like crazy. It was really, really well done. So like, guess what? New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii.
And you can play with 4 players, co-op. Which, that is pretty damn badass, and I was getting so excited. And they're also, not only that, they're also saying like, look, like, we hate you guys, like, we hate to talk about all these graphs and all this stuff, but we're going to show you a game.
Yeah.
They only did that with that, and they fucking
That was the
like
only
bullshit.
one. So they actually brought out 4 dudes.
Yep.
Everybody played this game. It looked amazing. It was just like all these guys playing together. You can play cooperatively. You can kind of play versus. You can fight each other.
It felt kind of Little Big Planet-y, right? There was a co-opetition where sometimes you can grab people, you can rescue people.
It felt like Little Big Planet, and it felt like Super Smash Brothers. Like there's a little bit element of kind of like push people into a pit or do whatever else. So there was all this cool stuff.
I know. I got a big complaint.
But it's a theoretical complaint.
Hey, listen,
what's your complaint?
My complaint is I'm absolutely positive that this game is only going to be local multiplayer. You're not going to be able to play online.
In which case, fuck it.
I know.
That is that. So
no, not totally fuck it though, because you can still play this game single player. Yeah. So it'll still be a good game.
It'll still be a good game.
But the exciting part of it is going to be useless to us.
Yes. So that's the thing. This game, the yay or nay, is going to hinge on the fact of whether they can do the Super Mario Brothers co-op online.
Online, yes.
So we know that they can do it because they did it with Super Smash Brothers.
They did it with a ton of games.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just like, look, you should be able to do it. You better do it. But from all I can tell so far, there are no indicators that they will do it.
It's 2009, bitches. Put fucking online co-op in this thing. Otherwise, it's just going to be ridiculous. So the next up was a big surprise for me.
It was a huge surprise.
Huge surprise.
I don't think there have ever been 2 iterations of Mario.
They said there wasn't.
They
said there wasn't. They said there's never ever been a single console that they had 2 Marios on. Mario Galaxy 2.
Wow, and it looks so awesome.
It looks so good.
Dude, they have Yoshi.
I know.
He's like my favorite out of all the Pantheon. It's just
we saw you hugging the big Yoshi in Japan, just kind of getting a little
remember
snuggle
that. Yeah,
time.
that's right.
After I pulled the camera away, it got. All right, never mind. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
No.
So there's sneaking. There's like all this weird stuff where there's like a shadow world where there's like these weird shadow Marios going around. You're riding Yoshi.
Yoshi can like blow up and then float, and you can get like these drill tops. I mean, like watch the trailers. It
looks so good.
So the thing is, like, Super Mario Galaxy was number 2 for me that year. I think. Yeah. It was pretty high for you.
It was up there for me. I don't remember what number it was when it came out.
I don't think they can fuck it up. I really don't. I think it's going to be like one of the best games of the year.
Do you think this will be so good that you beat it?
We will see. It depends on when it comes out. If it comes out during some of these other games that we've talking about, we may not finish it.
I'm totally going to beat this.
Yeah. The thing is, dude, you finished Super Mario Galaxy by what is it, like 60 stars? And
I got like 75 stars out of 100.
Really?
I did.
Okay, cool. Because
I didn't. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm a completist. What I did is I played, and then I went past the 60 to beat it. Yeah. And I was like, I played, and then like I got to something where I couldn't get it. I'm like, I'm gonna go beat the game. You know, it's just like because I'll play to a point.
Gotcha.
And then as soon as I get frustrated, I'm like, all right, let me.
And those last stars are really hard too.
Yeah. So. It's like I'm gonna blow my load. I'm gonna go sleep.
Okay.
Like
like every night.
Just like every night. It's like I'll play along to a certain point. You know.
I'll
wait till she pretends to have an orgasm.
Finish up.
Go to bed.
That's right. That is Super Mario Galaxy 2. I think it'll be awesome.
So next up was Dead Space Extraction.
So you didn't seem that excited about this game.
I am vehemently not excited about this game. Just because I don't trust it.
But dude, it's made by the same developers as Visceral Games.
Yeah.
It is going to be on rails. That sounds like it's going to be frustrating.
Yeah.
But it looks like because they said, like, I was reading some of the interviews and they're saying like, okay, well, yeah, I know it's going to be on rails, but when it's on rails, we can set things up with a camera so there's more scares.
Yeah.
So if this game is truly as scary as Dead Space, and the whatchamacallit, the shooting is as good as Resident Evil or some of the some of those other on rail shooters. Like think of it like Time Crisis. It's Time Crisis with.
Okay, that's true. I mean, if I just got to get my mind out of I just don't like that it's Dead Space. Like Dead Space was such a good game,
but it's Time Crisis that's with zombies.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna play it. Yeah, I mean, like. It's just I watched the footage and like one of the best things about Dead Space is how good it looked, and this just kind of looked all janky. Like there was no dude; it was just kind of the targets on the screen.
I mean, it does look like crap compared to the other version. So well,
but whatever.
So I'm excited. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be scary, and I think it'll be fun. I don't think it'll be as good as Dead Space.
I'm ambivalent. Let's just say that. But on the other hand, there's another big franchise.
Yeah.
Metroid.
Metroid? What?
Metroid. I did not understand the gameplay trailer to this at all.
Well, it's a much more action-y Metroid.
Right.
It's third person, not first person, so they went back.
Right.
A little bit. It's 3D still.
But all the fight scenes were her wrestling. It was so weird. It wasn't like third person, like kind of running around with your gun and jumping off stuff. It was like they just kept showing, like he would just go down and like crack somebody's neck, or like go down and pin somebody and do these weird, like it was like pinning wrestling moves.
You know who's making it, right?
Who?
Team Ninja. So I say it's going to be Metroid Gaiden. That's what it's going to be.
You're probably right. I guess that's right.
Because I have here's my worry about it, right? I think it looks awesome. I think it's probably going to be cool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look very puzzly, and that's one of the big things about Metroid.
That's what I like about Metroid.
It doesn't look very explory.
Another good thing I like about Metroid.
And it looks really, really combat-y.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't
weird
strong
combat-y, grapple combat-y.
So who knows? I mean,
I've always liked Metroid for the exact same reason I like The Dig, is that you get these moments where it's you and an alien world. It's not like constant dudes running at you. You'll get this thing where it's just like, okay, there's weird music. There's something I've never seen before. I have to figure out how to get from here to here. I have to,
like atmospheric.
Yeah, you're freaking out. You're on an alien world. You're just kind of exploring. It's just you and the world, and you might go for 5 minutes without seeing an enemy. Like that's what Prime just blew my mind about.
So this one sounds like you're going to be meeting a lot more enemies. And you're going to be doing some Greco-Roman with them.
It does seem like that. It seems like it's gonna be like Borat style. Like my mustache still smells of your testicles.
But, the thing that kind of bothers me about this, and again, it still looks good. We're totally going to get it, but just like they had Samus talk.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I really don't. It feels very.
That's been the thing. That's been the thing.
She
all
doesn't
along.
like Zero Suit Samus while hot.
Yeah,
that kind of bothered me too. It's just like she should be in a suit, y'all meddled. It's just like
having her talk.
Yeah, that's fucked
up.
I don't know.
It'd be like it'd be like all of a sudden they come out with Half-Life Episode 3 and he's talking. He's just like, I wonder what's down this hallway.
You're like, wait, what?
Or it's just like, you shoot somebody with an ice gun, he's like, chill out. You're like, no!
It's not Duke.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, no, leave certain things alone.
So, we'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
Very excited.
So, the next thing up, so we get, then they came out with Double Waggle Plus.
Wii Fit Plus, yeah.
Right.
It's, they added 6 new exercises. They added 12 more games.
Yeah.
And they finally added the thing that we've been asking for.
So that's the big thing, right? They're like Wii Sports, EA Active beat them to it.
Yep.
They said, hey, we're not going to do some dick shit fake workout game where you have to choose every time. They're like, we're going to do a full workout thing. So then now Wii Fit Plus is like, okay, we'll add that in too.
Yeah.
It's going to sell like hotcakes.
They're going to make a lot of money. I don't use my Wii Fit that much anymore.
I don't
these
use my
days.
Wii Fit. I'm not going to get tricked again.
No.
I've actually gotten a little bit better about riding my bike in the real world.
Okay, not virtually.
Not virtually, so
I'm actually more excited about EA Active at this point.
Yeah, I am too. I think
the exercise will be good. So
Wii Sports Resort actually looked a little bit more interesting.
It did look. And the thing is, like, it's going to be the game that's coming with the Wii Motion Plus, right? So you're going to get a lot more.
So what does the Wii Motion Plus do?
The Wii Motion Plus, you stick it on the end of it, and apparently, I guess you're going to get new condoms
on the end of your Wiimote.
On the end of your Wiimote, yeah. So you got to get new condoms, right?
I guess.
Or something.
If you have a condom for your thing, yeah.
You don't have one?
Oh, I play unprotected.
that is unfortunate. You don't have the consequences. Is that why you have those things on your hands?
What is that? What is that? I've got finger heavy.
See, totally clear.
I know.
No hair
you don't
or
have
anything.
Pinky syphilis like I do.
But so you do that. You get the condom on there and all that. And it's going to be it looked like it was pretty exact.
It did.
Because they were doing the skydiving one where you're actually moving and he was moving and it looked really good.
It looked nice. And it looked like it detects up and down. It looks like you can really kind of finally get what it should have been to begin with.
And are you going to get it just for Wii? Are you going to play Wii Sports Resort?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be the only game that's got improved waggle, right? Like it's going to be.
Steel's going to have it. There's a few other games that are going to have it. So
I would like to try Wii Sports Resort. I mean, I'd probably do it. Just there was some stuff in there that looked really interesting. Some of the bow and arrow stuff.
I like the bow and arrow stuff. Yeah.
There was 1 or 2 other ones I can't remember right now, but there was some really interesting demos.
There's a lightsaber fencing.
That's right.
So that I think might be good. I forget. I don't know if they added a boxing one or not.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not.
Now that Punch-Out came out, boxing can eat my dick. Like,
dude, if they did the Wii Motion Plus with Punch-Out though,
I didn't have any problem with it not detecting my motion in Punch-Out. I mean, like, I don't need any more accuracy. Like, it's a very binary game. It's like punch or not punch.
That's true.
But
yeah, I think I'll just get it just for the fact that it'll probably be packed into it and probably the cheapest way to get Wii Motion Plus.
Yeah, I'm curious to have better motion control. I kind of wish they would go back. I don't know how it works because it's new data. So it's not like old games are suddenly going to get more sensitive.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Which is too bad because a lot of games I've kind of dinged in the past for this would be kind of cool if the Wii controls didn't blow ass.
Yes, but that'll all be fixed at this point, right?
Yeah. So new games going forward are going to have better Wii control.
Yeah, I think the new WarioWares that we were doing this, or anything that was doing this
where
a lot,
it never worked.
Now will be
Twisting never worked.
No. And like the thing is, I was really sad about the Boom Blocks. Like Boom Blocks would have really, really benefited from this, but I'm hoping the new Boom Blocks will happen next year, maybe.
And same with Red Steel 2. So Red Steel 2, they completely revamped it. It doesn't even look like the same franchise.
They got made all cell shaded. I think they're doing, like you're saying, like they were doing it all with all new Wii games. They have to be cell shaded.
They've realized you look at a game where they try and do it realistic, and you basically look like a PC game from 2001.
Pretty much.
Or you do the modern one and you fake it. You basically make these Wii games look gorgeous, like
about 8 polygons, more or less.
What was the super violent one with the bullet gushers? No More Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that. So Red Steel 2 looks awesome. I thought it looked really, really good.
It does, but Red Steel 1 sucks so bad that I'm a little worried. You kind of liked it. You know?
I did. I liked it more than you did. But I didn't. I'm not going to say I loved it, but this one actually looked way more interesting.
It did. Like I was excited because of mainly the swordplay.
Yeah.
Like I'm still waiting for my Star Wars game with a lightsaber. That will use Wii Motion Plus, but this will be good enough.
Yes.
But the thing that was weird is like you're using your sword and the gun at the same time.
Yeah, you can like kind of flip back and shoot. I don't know if you somehow you're going to switch back and forth.
We'll see. The Wii Vitality Sensor. Now, what the hell is up with that?
I don't really know.
So it's like one of those things where you stick your finger in. I'm guessing it's just measures your heart rate.
Right. It's very Japanese. It's very Japanese concept where it'd just be like, just kind of weird
biorhythm BS
stuff. I can't think of any reason why I would give a shit about it.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is like for some reason maybe Wii Fit will work with it, and somehow it would measure your heart rate to actually
then
make
give you
calories,
harder.
Calories and all that kind of stuff. But I like to figure out what they would do with the game for that.
Yeah,
because I thought I remember a game that somehow measured your heart rate. So like. It was like a horror game. Like hopefully somebody will let me know in the comments.
So you tried to stay calm?
You tried to stay calm, and I don't remember if it measured your heart rate or the character's heart rate, but there was some weird heart rate mechanic where if you get too heart rate, then you'll die.
Interesting. So at GDC...
That'd be kind of cool if they can do that.
It would be. It would be kind of cool. So at GDC, this one company actually was demoing this thing where you actually strap a thing around your head and... You could, by thinking different ways, you could do shit. Like, they actually had this thing where you could cast spells. You just kind of, like, learn how to think about it right, and you could cast a fireball or lift a block or whatever.
They're actually, I think Hasbro or somebody is actually making a toy that does something wacky, but I think it's coming out this Christmas. You should look around for it, but it looks really cool.
Read brainwaves! It's the fucking future, people. I'm going to have a jetpack and be reading shit with my brain.
But with Vitality Sensor, ain't reading shit but your heart rate.
Who cares about that?
But no, it's just like, I want to see a cool developer, somebody like Level 5 or somebody to actually do something cool with it.
Yeah.
I want it to be a survival. I want like Crank, the game. Right? Well, also just like, you have to go through the game with a heart rate above 60 or something like that.
Or below 60.
Or below 60 or something.
Like speed, and you're like, you got to keep your heart rate below 60 or the game
Exactly,
ends.
and you're like, no, you got to keep running or something like that to keep your heart rate up. See, you can do some wacky shit.
It's possible,
right?
especially if you did it goofy. Like, if you didn't do like a Wii Fit sort of thing, if you did it like silly.
Yeah.
Where you're like trying to run down a hallway or something, and there's like your heartbeat goes up.
And that's like your energy or something like that. It's just like, I'd play it. Maybe?
I would try it. It sounds pretty dumb.
Yes.
We'll see. So, next up, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story.
Yeah, so this is already out in Japan. We actually saw it. Remember I was showing you the box?
Yeah.
It's actually Mario and Luigi RPG.
RPG 3, right?
Or 2. 3 or 2.
You want to... It was... I guess
3.
It was, yeah.
I think it's 3.
So, this looks cool as hell.
I know. What's the story?
So Bowser eats you. Is the story. And you just run around inside his guts. You like punching with the pancreas. You're doing a bunch of stuff with his pooper.
There's like real world stuff too, because you actually see Bowser go and swallow something, and then it shows up in your
That was cool. And one thing I really liked is if you're in a puzzly level where you can't get to certain things, if you somehow make Bowser drink water, the water level rises and it raises puzzle pieces so you can get through to different levels. So like there's going to be all this weird interaction where you can trigger Bowser in the outside world to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's eating enemies and all this other stuff. I mean, it looks awesome.
It looks really good, but I'm a little worried about the RPG aspect. Did you like
I did.
the RPG? Okay.
They got better and better. Like the one on the Wii got... Wasn't there one on the Wii?
I thought it was
an RPG?
TS. Maybe, yeah. I don't remember. It was
I
one of the
can't
two.
remember. Damn it. All I remember is that I tried one, and it was okay. And I tried the next one I tried.
And you really liked it.
I really, really liked it. They're getting better at this whole thing where you have to master the timing of the battles.
Oh, it's active battles?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, but that's the cool thing about these
cool,
RPG things, where they basically make it so... You get these attacks where the enemies will come at you, and if you push the button right before they hit you, you can do half the damage off.
Yeah, like in blocking and
so basically the whole combat you're finessing. The whole thing. So it would actually be right up your alley because the whole thing is timing and finesse. And it just gets to be really fun because then you get special attacks where you can cast a spell where this thing comes in, you have to go like da da da, like in the right.
So it's like a rhythm game.
It's all rhythm and reflex.
Well, in that case, I will definitely try this game.
Yes.
So this looks really good. Last one, Mario vs. Donkey Kong March of the Minis. I liked a lot on the DS. This is Minis March again. So the weird thing about this one is it's DSi Wear.
Yes.
So does that mean that we can't play it on our DSs?
Yes, it does. It means you cannot.
Because we don't get the DSi Wear shop.
That's right. That's right. So they said that. They said that like this is their way of forcing everyone to buy a DSi. They're like, hey, guess what? Now we're going to start releasing games you can't play. How you like that? Fuck you.
But I'm sure it doesn't use any. Maybe it uses special of the DSi, but
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi.
But I like this. I love this game. It was really good.
I know. Fuck. Are they going to make you buy a DSi?
Maybe this Christmas.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if they do this and a couple other DSi Wear games and they fuck me like that, of course I'm going to buy it.
It's true.
You're going to buy it too.
Yeah, the blackmail's going to work. We're like, what a bunch of assholes. Okay, there's my money.
Yeah.
But I'm mad. But I'm still going to buy all your games.
Take a picture of me being mad.
Hold on, let me stretch my eyes. I'm really mad.
Like mad marks.
Yeah,
like post to Facebook.
That fucking stupid camera stuff. We'll never, ever use it.
You know, the only place I'd probably use it is at PAX.
Yeah,
They
that's
take
true.
random pictures and say like, man.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
It might be kind of
especially
fun.
if you could kind of send them to each other and people could do some fun stuff with that. Whatever.
Oh, you know, one thing we didn't mention was the memo. Memo something? Did you see that one?
No.
So it was like it was an art program, and what you do is you draw screens, but it's like a flip book.
I totally didn't see that. Was that in the present?
Yeah, it was like I almost fell asleep, and I saw this and I'm like, ooh, that was kind of cool. Memo something. Anyhow,
Okay.
but we didn't write it down. But basically, like you draw and then you flip, you draw. So you basically give me these cool
Make
animations.
your own flip books.
And the thing is, that some of the coolest stuff that I saw in PictoChat,
Yeah.
those people are totally...
People can draw like crazy.
I know.
People draw the most detailed cock and balls at PAX. It was unbelievable.
I know. There was like that bunny girl that the guy drew.
People were good.
Whew.
There are some artists out there, especially because it's like the overlap of video games and anime is so good that these people just learn to draw this shit.
Yeah, and with that, I think we will start seeing some cool stuff, especially if you can share.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. I think that was also DSi Wear.
You're totally going to buy it this Christmas. So that's the
too.
weird... I will. Shut up! I'm going to make fun of you now.
Yes.
But
okay.
so that's basically what it come down to in the Nintendo press conference is that we saw a bunch of games that we know are going to be awesome and we're going to play them, but they fucked this up. This was not a good press conference. We didn't get to see all these games that we're mentioning. We got to see fuck all for gameplay. For Metroid, nothing. For Dead Space Extraction, nothing. They play like 2 seconds. You
know,
compare it to everybody else.
Yeah, well, the one that really pissed me off, the worst thing, like, at least they show screenshots and some other stuff for some of this stuff. They're like, oh, by the way, we have the new Zelda on DS. Here's a picture of the title.
Yeah.
Go on the show floor.
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Fucking Zelda!
You are excited about Zelda. You're going to show us this other bullshit, this Vitality Sensor? Really?
Nintendo took a dump on our chest this year. They stuck their balls...
But they did give us at least, happy ending.
On our chin
with Metroid.
They brushed our teeth with their dicks.
They paid us very well after that.
That's true.
That's
true. I'm very excited about their games. I just have a bad taste in my mouth from
Yes.
Nintendo cock.
Okay, I think that would be it for this week.
I think that's it.
Yes.
That is awesome. I mean, there's so much good shit coming. I hope you guys are as excited as we are.
Yes.
Because next week we're going to talk about even more.
We got Sony and a lot of other games.
All the third-party awesomeness.
Yes, so that's our show for the week. Please check out our website at NooBTooB.com and click on the community tab at the top of the page.
That's right. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a subscription button right over here. Also, rate this video with 5 stars by clicking on my junk. That's all for this episode. I'm Tobin and
I'm Yuzo Watanabe, and audio engineering is done by Range Burrito Belly Strunk. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
We're out.
Yeah.